ko sa kanya kapag si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romales. No joke.
Mayroong Mary Grace Piatos.
Sa mga taon na nagsilbi ako bilang Vice Mayor at Mayor ng Davao City, yung minsan ay hindi naugnay ang aking pangalan sa isyong ito. Bigla na lang nagkaroon ng testigo laban sa akin nang mahalal ako na Vice President. Malinaw na sadyang pinilit lang na maidugtong ang pangalan ko sa isyong ito. And hindi marunong maging presidente ang nakaupo.
Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo. VP Sara Duterte nahaharap sa mga patong-patong na mga kasong maaaring magpapatalisik sa kanya sa pwesto. Kamara, may hawak ng mga mabibigat na ebidensya at maaaring ilalabas anumang oras kung masisimulan na ang impeachment trial. Subalit ayon sa kampo ng Vice Presidente na si VP Sara Duterte kasama ang kanyang legal team ay hindi sila natatakot sa impeachment cases na isinusulong ng mga taga-Kongreso sapagkat nasa likod di umano nila ang COA or Commission on Audit at hawak nila ang mga patunay na walang nilustahi si VP Sara Duterte na confidential funds at intelligent funds. Nais ng taga-Kongreso na madaliin at simulan na ang impeachment process. Kahit ayon sa Senado ay maaaring aabutin pa umano ng SONA ng Pangulo sa Hulyo bago simulan ang impeachment trial. Pagkatapos na pinirmahan ng mahigit 240 na mga representatives ang impeachment complaint laban sa Vice Presidente kung saan mahigit 6 na mga kaso ang hawak ng taga-Kongreso kabilang na ang questionable na mahigit 600 million na confidential funds, grave threat na binitawan ng Vice Presidente, bribery at corruption sa Department of Education.
Rules on impeachment will provide that private prosecutors can participate during the impeachment trial, then maybe they can continue as private prosecutors. So it would all depend on the impeachment court once they convene and they set forth their rules of impeachment.
Dadagdag ko lang po sa mga dalawang prosecutors po natin. I think the Constitution speaks about the Congress, the House of Representatives tries, and then the conviction is on the Senate mandate po, according to Constitution. But sa pagkakaalam ko po, the process of the impeachment is not really tied up with the particular members sitting in a particular Congresses. That's why it's very, kumbaga kung titingnan niyo po sa Constitution, it's the Congress. So meaning to say, it's the institution that tries and convicts. Number two, as far as the impeachment or the Senate convening into an impeachment court, tama nga po yung sinabi po ni Kong Noy at saka ni Kong Rog, that would depend on the rules that they would adopt. Because since magko-convene po sila sa impeachment court, nakita po natin during the time of former President Estrada and former Chief Justice Corona, they have adopted their own rules. So maybe that's the reason why Senator SP, Jesus Escudero, is trying to convey to the public that they're preparing because they need to adopt first yung kanilang rules. Para sa amin po dito sa House of Representatives, we really respect the position of the Senate. As para naman po sa amin dito sa House of Representatives, we have established yung constitutional mandate po dahil may 30 complaints na binigay po sa atin dito. Pangalawa, yung urgency po ng complaint na ito. As long as we did our job and we have showed to the people that indeed the issue on impeachment complaints that were transmitted or that was endorsed to us, yung 3 complaint, were given primacy in credence and were given also their due value. So yun po yung ginawa natin dito. Pinakita lang po natin na when it comes to issue of impeachment, the dictation of the Constitution is of top priority of the legislators here in the 19th Congress.
In addition lang po, Ma'am Tina, in addition also to the answer of Kong Noy in relation to the preparations of the House, as we mentioned, the House will not shy away from its constitutional duty. Verily, we have already initiated the impeachment complaint as mandated by the Constitution. And in addition to that, we will not shy away from the preparations too. As we speak, the House leadership is already preparing the impeachment secretariat. So we will be prepared if ever the Senate does indeed interpret that they could proceed with trial as early as March. we will be ready. If they decide that it will continue after June 2, well, we'll be even more ready. So, yun na po siguro.
Sir, follow-up ko lang po yung impeachment secretariat. Who will compose that and what will their duties be?
To answer that po, no, it's still not clear. Of course, it's been a while, but the impeachment secretariat will cater to all the needs that the House would have in relation to the sui generis proceedings. So, I think it would be from the top down regarding logistics, regarding support. It should be separate from the legislative function of the House. So, that's all that we could say po siguro at this moment.
Thank you po, sirs.
Thank you, Tina. Let us move on to the next question from Net25, Big Sumintak.
Morning po. Just a quick follow-up lang po. Among the 11 congressmen prosecutors, may we know who will be the lead prosecutors?
We leave it to the leadership of the House, who will be the lead prosecutor, and we will respect that. And we're fine with anyone who will be chosen as lead prosecutor.
Thank you, Vic. Bibian Gulia from ABS-CBN.
Good morning, Kongs. Tama po ba yung intindi ko sa mga answers ninyo kanina? Okay lang po sa inyo na June na mag-start after the elections yung trial. There's no call to hold the trial during the break?
Since the Constitution provides that trial shall proceed forthwith, if we interpret forthwith, dapat po sana as soon as possible yon. But since the Senate is an independent body, and we respect their independence, being a bicameral legislature, we will leave that to the interpretation of the Senate. I will refuse to comment on how they should act because they will be judges in this impeachment trial. And we accord them with the utmost respect and that they should act with utmost impartiality without any influence from the prosecution or from the respondent or the defendant. So, sana po maagapan ang pagsimula kasi the sooner that the evidence can be laid down, the sooner that due process can be exercised, the sooner can the issues pending before us can be resolved. So, sige po, sana po maagahan dahil handa naman ang prosecution team.
But, sir, so as you mentioned, it's written in the Constitution that trial should proceed forthwith. But can you point us to a specific rule lang po or part of the Constitution where it states that the Senate can hold the trial even when Congress is on break po?
When you say forthwith, hindi nakasabi doon kung saan sa Constitution na pwede may break. Every year before session opens, every legislative Congress, kunyari 19th Congress, the Senate Secretariat and House Secretariat together with the duly elected Speaker, inuupuan muna nila yung legislative calendar for that year. While it's not clear whether we can proceed with the impeachment trial during the break, we said earlier that the impeachment trial is a sui generis, o kakaibang proseso po ito. It's a class of its own. And it is not bound by the legislative calendar. It's purely a political question on how Senate would proceed with it. So, yan po ang sagot dyan, no? Hindi po nakatali yan sa black and white. And we will see how the Senate would react on and act on the impeachment complaint.
Sir, baka lang din po meron kayong comment dun sa sinabi ni SP Cheese na unfair na madaliin sila dahil 2 buwan daw po inupuan ng House ang impeachment complaints.
Well, again, we respect the position of the Senate President. In fact, it has been explained naman po ni Congressman Noy that they have their own rules. We don't want to at least influence the impartiality ng mga senator judges. We will just wait for the Senate to convene as an impeachment court. Sa amin po, as long as we have already relayed and we have displayed the urgency and the priority that we have established that these impeachment complaints should be given primacy and should given priority, it's up to the court, no, the impeachment court, the Senate. When will they convene as a impeachment court? So yun lang po yung amin. There's no prescriptive time naman po, prescriptive time na sinabi po sa Constitution that once it is filed, once it is transmitted to the Senate is bound to, for example, a certain number of days to convene as an impeachment court. So it's up to how the Senate will define and will act on the wordings of the Constitution na sinasabi po shall act forthwith. As far as we are concerned, we take that as immediate and urgent.
Okay. Sir, doon naman sa mga prosecutors, paano po yung hatian, division of labor doon sa 7 articles of impeachment? Sinong congressman ang mag-handle ng specific articles po?
As of the moment po, wala pa pong assignments po of which prosecutor will be handling which articles. I think this is something to be discussed further down as we form the full impeachment secretariat po.
Your reaction din, sir, na parang yung mga ibang mga kamag-anak ng ibang senador ay hindi po pumirma doon sa impeachment complaints. Parang doon sa mga kamag-anak, 3 lang po yung pumirma. But most of them hindi po pumirma doon sa complaints. May implications po ba ito on the... Well, how would you interpret that?
I hope you'd understand we'd refuse to comment on that po. Especially given that these are our colleagues and we respect their opinion, every representative has the right to conduct themselves as they see fit for their constituents. But one thing's for sure po, the numbers are very clear. This is more than 1/3 required. There is a supermajority, so to speak. Yun na po yung impeachment complaint po natin.
Just to add, legally, it will not affect the impeachment complaint. It will not affect the impeachment trial. And cold neutrality of an impartial judge by the Senate and members of the Senate would be better preserved siguro kung may ganyan.
I-add ko lang, it just goes to show na yung mga lumalabas po na mga fake news at mga rumors na merong sa apelitan, na merong nagkakaroon po ng pag-influensya sa ating mga miyembro, ito po yung nagpapatunay na ang bawat isa po sa amin ay nagdesisyon base ho doon sa kanilang pag-appreciate ng merits ng complaint na ito.
Last na lang po. Your comment, sinabi raw po ni Duterte Youth Party List Chairman Ronald Cardema alleges funds for later release were promised to the 215 lawmakers who signed the 4th impeachment complaint against Vice President Duterte.
Again, kaya po ang committee, ang TRICOM ay nagko-conduct po ng investigation at inquiry in aid of legislation dahil po precisely because of these rumors and this chismis and this fake news na lumalabas po doon sa ating lipunan. Wala pong katotohanan sa mga sinasabi na ganyan. We would like to again to focus on the impeachment complaint. Ito po ay diversionary tactic na ginagawa po ng mga tao o grupo na ina-assail po nila yung integrity ng House, yung merits nung kaso o nung complaint na ipinasa po natin, tinransmit po natin sa Senate. Gusto ko lang pong ipaabot sa ating mga kababayan na we should be focused on the complaints, on the articles of impeachment. Wag tayo magpapadala at maniniwala sa mga diversionary tactics na ginagawa po ng ilang grupo po. Kaya nga po tayo inaagaran natin na magkaroon po ng batas para ma-regulate po natin at mabigyan sa solusyon itong mga fake news po na lumalabas, disinformation, malinformation, and misinformation po na lumalaganap sa ating lipunan. Isa na po itong mga balitang ganito.
Thank you. Next question, Krisa Subing-Subing from Inquirer. Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Slightly different question naman po. Can you give us an inside story po on how the votes were mustered yesterday? Kailan po nakuha ng mga mambabatas po or kailan kinonsolidate, kailan binuo yung 4th complaint, and paano po nag-gather ng support to endorse the complaint?
Well, Admittedly, this is a long time coming po, no? Each congressman, although there was no talk of impeachment, they've already formed their own opinions from the hearings of the Quadcom and the Good Government committees. And I guess this was, accumulated into the first 3 impeachment complaints po, no? But the first 3 did not gather consensus. It did not gather momentum needed. And while the most congressmen, especially the members of the Justice Committee, were eagerly awaiting po to fulfill our mandate by hearing it in the Justice Committee, I believe the party leaders po have already thought of finding consensus between the 3. So they took the best parts, took out the parts that they feel were not agreeable to other members, and that was what was presented. And finally, yesterday, it resulted in the impeachment po, the initiation of the complaint.
There were party consultations, and considering that there were 3 previous impeachment complaints filed, nakabuo ng mas matatag at mas klarong impeachment complaint na nakakuha ng suporta at kumpiyansa ng mga congressmen. That is why with this 4th impeachment complaint, which is clearer, where the evidence is presented in a stronger manner, it gave confidence to more than 200 or 215 congressmen to act as complainants in this impeachment complaint. So unti-unti pong nabuo at getting the best of the 3 previous impeachment complaints, as earlier said by Kong Rods.
Idagdag ko lang po, no, simula po nung tumanggap po tayo ng mga complaints, 3 pong complaints ito, impeachment complaints, wala pong choice ang miyembro ng House of Representatives kundi bigyan po ng pansin itong complaints na ito, because it now borders our constitutional mandate. It's a question of whether we act based on our constitutional mandate na mabigyan pong pansin itong complaints na ito. Number 2, ang alam ko po hindi lang 215. Meron din pong mga miyembro na nag-submit po ng kanilang mga signatures, no? Kung titingnan po natin nasa 225 na po kung hindi ako nagkakamali. But the signatures that appeared to be initially published in the media at saka yung nalakap po natin ay 215. Those are the members who were physically present during yesterday's filing of the 4th complaint. Meron din pong abot ng kanilang suporta or sa complaint na ito. Although I don't know how they would be able to be included in as complainants to amend the 215 to make it the 225 kung di ako nagkakamali. But that would depend on, I guess, on the court, on the Senate acting as impeachment court, whether they would allow such amendment to the complaints, number of complainants.
May follow-up lang po. Sir, kailan po nag-start yung mga party consultations po on consolidating the 4th impeachment complaint po? And does that mean that essentially the congressmen have already made up their minds, even though President Marcos himself has signaled na ayaw niya pong ituloy yung impeachment process because madi-deprioritize yung mga priorities ng Marcos administration?
We thank the President for respecting the separation of powers and respecting the independence of Congress. And we also respect the decision of the Executive Department. As far as party consultations are concerned, it's been ongoing since the 1st impeachment complaint has been filed. Internally, depende sa partido. Depende sa kanilang approach. Kung magtatanong sila internally, kung may pabor ba sa impeachment, ano ang klase ng articles of impeachment ang nakakarapat. That is why nabuo itong 4th impeachment complaint, where there is a consensus of more than 200 members who signed, kasi mas malinaw itong impeachment complaint at mas matatag ang paglatag ng mga articles of impeachment.
Thank you, Krisha. Next question from Billy Vegas of Abante Politico.
Kung may mga kumakalat sa social media, may kapalit daw na ayuda yung pagpirma.
Well, as we mentioned po earlier, no, that's why we held this press conference, because we understand with the events of yesterday, a lot of misinformation and disinformation will be spreading around. Categorically, we're going to, I don't know, it actually dignifies this answer, but we're going to have to categorically deny such allegations, in the same way deny yung allegations po from the chairman ba yun, na may FLR. This was an independent action. We believe that's done faithfully and truthfully by each member, that they signified their intention and support of the impeachment complaint based on the merits of the case and nothing more. Yun lang po siguro.
Just to add to that, no, ito po ay nagsimula na po ang smear campaign sa prosesong ito. Actually, ako personally, I actually expect that a lot of misinformation and fake news will be coming out, no, after the filing of the complaint, no. So ang gusto ko lang pong i-reiterate at panawagan sa ating mga kababayan, wag ho tayong madadala sa ganitong klaseng fake news. Kasi ito po ay paraan para ilihis kung ano po yung talagang merits nitong prosesong ito. Yung mga complaint po, meron pong betrayal of public trust, meron pong mismanagement and yung utilization ng pondo ng bayan, meron pong issue dito na whether as highest or second highest official of the land would be allowed to contract an assassin to kill a sitting president, the Speaker of the House, and the First Lady. Yun po yung mga nandu sa articles of impeachment. So gusto ko lang pong ipanawagan sa ating mga kababayan. Kung meron po tayong nababalitaan ganito, ito po ay mga diversionary tactics. Ililihis po nila yung attention natin doon po sa proseso, and at the same time to smear, to degrade, and to put question in our mind na ito pong prosesong ito ay hindi tama. Yun po ang gusto nilang ma-achieve sa mga ganitong fake news at misinformation na lumalabas.
Kung I understand kung babanatan kayo ng mga critics, kaya lang meron kasing post dito si Congressman Lordan Suwan. Ang sabi niya, to my supporters, I know you stand with me. Rest assured na ayuda is coming.
Well, yes, kanina pong umaga nakausap po namin si Congressman Lordan Suwan. Unang-una po, dinideny po niya categorically na hindi po yan totoo. Isa po yan sa paraan na sinasabi ko nga, mga fake news. In fact, I would personally expect na meron pong lalabas din na mga balita tungkol sa akin. So ito po, sabi ko nga po, simula po nung nagkaroon tayo ng impeachment process, unti-unti pong lumalabas ito na pinipreempt nila po yung magiging resulta nito at dinilihis po nila yung atensyon ng ating taong bayan. I would personally say that Congressman Lordan Suwan is one of the most decent members of the House of Representatives. Hindi po niya ugali na kung basta-basta lang siya maglalabas ng ganong klaseng information na alam naman po niya na po pwedeng makasira sa kanya. Number 2, wala pong katotohanan yan, yung mga ganyang balita na meron pong ayuda na kapalit. Ito po ay isang constitutional obligation na binigay po sa amin ng Constitution. Hindi lang ho ito prerogative, hindi ho ito discretionary power. Ito po ay mandato at obligasyon ng bawat isang miyembro ng Kongresong ito para ipaabot sa Senado na kung meron mang hindi magandang gawain ng isang opisyalis specified under the Constitution, the President, the Vice President, Ombudsman, mga Justices of the Supreme Court, COMELEC, andun po, enumerated po yung mga official na to. Kung meron pong complaint galing sa ating taong bayan, remember, 3 complaint po ito, wala pong choice ang membro ng House of Representatives but to hear and make sure that these complaints will see the light of the day.
May dagdag lang po, no? This is setting aside yung impeachment issue po muna. I'm speaking not as a prosecutor, but as a member of the TRICOM. As mentioned by Kong Zia, this just highlights the importance of the hearings that we are conducting there. This is a prime example of how misinformation and fake news are used not only to disrupt the personal lives, but the public functions of our government now. So I hope that yung sa ating mga kababayan, we continue to be vigilant and to really double-check and fact-check po, no, all of these informations coming out. Kasi lumalabas po, fake statement, fake page. Yun lang naman po.
Idadagdag ko lang po sa mga fake news peddlers, ha. tatayuan po namin ang obligasyon namin at mandato po binigay sa amin ng Constitution, no matter what you do.
Maybe this is a good time also to thank the media corps of Congress for maintaining integrity in journalism. Magiging matatag po ang propesyon ninyo kung wala yung mga fake news na galing sa ibang tao na hindi naman accredited. Kaya magtulungan po tayo to maintain integrity in media, maintain integrity in journalism, because you will be our partners in transparency and in accountability.
Again, gusto lang ho namin balikan yung sinabi po ni Congressman Noy Defensor, no. We respect the timeline of the Senate. We respect their decision when they will convert the institution into impeachment court. But we also expect these senator judges to be impartial.
Likewise, I just echo the statement of Kong Zia that we trust and believe in our center judges, and that we trust that they would maintain that cold neutrality that would be required to properly and faithfully dispense with their functions as senator judges.
Thank you. Rosalie Cas from UNTV, you're recognized.
Good morning, Kongs. Magduel lang po ako dun sa timing. Bakit po itiniming yung pong endorsement ng more than one-third ng House members ng fourth impeachment complaint? At ito nga po yung sinasabi ni SP Cheese na hindi pwede sa kanilang isisi yung pag-aksyon sa impeachment complaint dahil last session day nyo po in-endorse yun pong fourth impeachment complaint.
As one of the prosecutors, I won't point fingers to anyone. Na-transmit na namin sa Senado at we won't put pressure on the senator judges, and we won't put pressure on the Senate to convene as an impeachment court. It's just that the Constitution provides for the trial shall proceed forthwith. And ganun lang po, kasimple para sa amin as part of the prosecution. And that's what's stated in the Constitution, and we're not saying na minamadali namin sila.
So, ibig sabihin po, wala rin kayong anumang plano to compel the Senate? For example, maghain ng mandamo sa SC?
I have no idea of that move on the part of the House of Representatives. At personally, kahit ako, hindi ko gagawin yon to force the Senate. Rog, do you want to say something?
Well, no, I only have to agree. This is we can't speak for everyone, but I think everyone will agree. This is something that we will absolutely not do. We respect the Senate. Although we have the constitutional mandate to initiate the impeachment, the trial itself is a mandate of the Senate, and we respect that. And we look forward to the release of the rules po and how they will go about it.
Another question po. Total nababanggit nyo naman rin po yung diversionary tactics, pero one of your colleagues, si Representative Ungab, said diversion daw po from the real issue na 2025 budget controversies, yung impeachment versus VP Duterte. Ano po yung take nyo dito? And sabi niya rin po ay futile exercise na raw po dahil when Congress resumes on June 2, 6 session days na lang po ang meron at sinedya na po on June 13.
Congressman Sid Ungab is one of my most respected colleagues in 18th and 19th Congress. This is not a diversionary tactic to avoid any issue. We continue to urge those who want to investigate other matters regarding Congress and the budget. In fact, there are pending cases before the Supreme Court regarding the constitutionality of the budget. We are doing our constitutional mandate to act on the impeachment complaints. And we are also very careful that we will be acting on the proper, the appropriate, and the strongest complaint before we transmit that to the Senate. And since 215 members have already signed, it only goes to show that the confidence of the members of Congress in this impeachment complaint is very strong. So patuloy lang po ang pag-iimbestiga ng ibang bagay at ng ibang tao. At we will continue to do our duty as prosecutors and as Congress.